What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. I'm bringing this video, you guys, because in the last few months that I've been doing YouTube videos, I have been highly disturbed, I'll use that word, by the number of racists that are going around the internet. First, let me say that the title of this video is meant to be provocative. And while the information that I'm going to be discussing in this video is also going to be provocative, you know, YouTube is a cat-eat-cat world. You know, if you can't get your video noticed, you can't get your message out. So, trust me that the information is going to back up the title, and I could have made the title a lot more vile than that. But I respect that there's little children that are going around the internet, and maybe they won't click on the video, but they'll see the title, and it can be offensive for them. But what I want to say in this video is that, you know, first of all, I put out some information before, I don't remember what video it was, to my people, explaining to you how there was these white racists that go around the internet. They troll around, they're looking for anything that they can start a fight about. For one thing, I welcome it because it just gives me more views on my videos, alright? So I do benefit from your hate. But they don't have any type of icon picture. They don't have any videos that they've done where you can see them on camera. I will be doing a tutorial to teach you how to investigate them and find out exactly who they are, even down to where they live. I'm going to be doing a tutorial after this video. But I want all you fucking racists out there to be on notice, alright? I'm going to educate you as to why you're a fucking devil, first of all, and your people. Now, does that mean that all white people are bad? No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that at all. And, you know, I hate to use the adage, you know, I have white friends, but in fact I do. But I don't see them as, I see them definitely as white people, absolutely. I don't accept this, this crap about, well, I don't see color. To me, that's the sign of a racist right there. Because the first thing you see when you see me is my beautiful black skin, period, the damn end. Alright? So that all white people are not racist, I know that. But I also am aware that there are more white people that are racist than are not. I'm also aware that even a white child being born today, as I speak to you, who is now in, you know, the ICU or something, that child, this society, does nothing but glorify that child. So even though they may not want to think that I'm inferior to them, everything in society says to them that I am, because that's what your white people have set up in this society. There's going to be truth in this video. I've never seen a video like this, alright, but I think I'm the exact person to do this because I don't come with any fear. I fear only Allah. That's it. I fear no man. I fear nothing at all, not even death itself. I don't fear anything. So I want to start with you white racists by telling you why, even if you're not a devil, why you have to do the work now to prove that you're not the devil. All of you white people that are out there well, I didn't do anything, and I didn't do anything, I don't hate black people, this and that, but you're benefiting from the system of white supremacy every single damn day. And now you want to turn it on black people as if we have to prove that we don't hate you. It's the exact opposite. And for all my black people out there listening to this, I want you to really understand what I'm saying to you. We don't have any work to do. It's you white people that have got to prove to me that you don't hate me, all right? Because it's your people who are the most psychotic and the most schizophrenic and the most violent people on the earth. And I'm going to prove that in this video. I can't lay out all your crimes in this video, but I'm going to lay out enough of them that you can begin to see, damn, I could see why black people would hate me, all right? And by the way, we haven't done anything to white people at all, at all. The only thing that we've done has been reactive to your bullshit. Alright? Now, at the end of this video, you're going to have to decide, am I a white devil or am I not? But if you're a fair-minded white person, when you get to the end of this video, the very least that you can do if you want to be accepted by blacks like me is you're going to have to prove that you are not the devil. You've got to do the work because you have to respect your history and mine. Your history has affected mine. Your people are the ones that enslaved my people and continue to redline us and oppress us and incarcerate us and abuse us, all that shit to this day. So it's It's inhuman, and it's against the soul for me to just approach every white person with open arms and all that shit. And I'm not a Christian, so I don't buy into that bullshit that your white people wrote into the Bible of love your enemy. That's not what Allah tells us. The Muslim does not love their enemy, all right? We may pray for you, but we don't love you, all right? We may ask Allah to fix you, all right? Or to have mercy on you on the last day or something like that, but we don't love you, all right? So I don't love my enemy. And until you prove yourself to not be my enemy, you are my enemy, period, the damn end. Let's start with a few examples. First of all, the whole idea of white supremacy and racism, the very idea of seeing another people for their race and judging them by their race was established by white people, all right? You did that, not the black man. You did that, all right? And then let's get into slavery, all right? Slavery, of course, speaks for itself. You had your people coming to the continent where I would have been born at. I'm only have been born in this country. My black skin on this continent testifies to the crime that your people committed, all right? The greatest crime ever committed against any people, ever, period, in the history of civilization. Fact, all right? So you come to our continent and you steal us from our continent with your little fake grins, all right? And today you want our people to believe that, well, your people sold their people into slavery. No, no, no. Our people thought they were selling our people into servitude, which has always existed. Much like if I'm a wealthy person and I have Conchita working for me, but she's still a person, she has rights. And maybe I pay her, nowadays I would pay her a fair wage, but maybe then I didn't pay her a wage. A lot of people even sold themselves into slavery. That was their way of surviving, all right? But what your white devil people did was beyond that. It was something that was like nothing that's ever been done to a class of people ever. What you did was to try to totally dehumanize a race of people completely. You took our name, you took us from our land, you took our music, you took our culture, you took our religion, you took everything about us and obliterated it. And then you continue now to write yourself into history where you didn't even fucking exist, all right? And deny and oppress our history, and you want us to fucking love you. I don't love you. You're a white devil, all right? Let's move on. How is it that every time we look at Egypt, all right, all the artifacts, the noses have been desecrated, even the Sphinx, all right? You say, well, and then you try to make distinctions. You go, well, I'm from Ireland, and I'm from this, and I'm from that. I don't give a fuck. If you got that skin, you're white, period. I don't give a fuck where you're from, you're white, period. And so that you are attached to that group of people who have done these things that I'm telling you about. So that maybe you weren't around when Alexander the Great fucking lived, all right? But you're the lineage of Alexander the Great, and you're white, and so you're one of them. And for my black people, we have to start seeing white people as a group, not as fucking individuals. All right? You can, and it's not a contradiction of the spirit or the soul. I can see you as an individual and still see you as your people as well. All right? So all the artifacts in Egypt have been desecrated. All right? To try to make it to try to deny that these were African people, when Egypt itself sits on the continent of Africa. We know the ancient Egyptians were black. Period, the damn end. And just because you don't want to accept that because you have been raised into this system of white supremacy that glorifies you and tells you you're wonderful and perfect, that doesn't make it the truth. It's all fucking lies. And I'm going to illustrate to you in this video how all the strife and all the murder and all the war and all the famine and all the discourse and all of the shit on the earth has been and is still being caused by fucking white people. Period, the damn end. And you've got to understand that about your fucking history and understand, damn, I come from a lineage that's some bullshit. That's the white person that can approach me and say, you know what, I get it. I get it. My people are devils. And I'm going to do my work to try and help you to understand, Jedi, that I'm not the devil and I personally have nothing against you. And then I can accept you and we can get along as human beings. But until that, you don't get to just come past the fucking velvet rope and I accept you. All right? Because that little fake grin and telling us you're our friend and all that shit has done nothing but also help to hold my people back. And I, for one, am awake and breathing, and I'm not falling for the shit. All right? Let's look at we'll move from Egypt now. Because there's so much of a list of shit here to go through of all your shit that I don't want to spend too much time on any one thing. The Holocaust, all right? If it happened, and there are white people out there, white Jews, supposed Jews, out there that claim the Holocaust didn't even happen. But let's just say it did, for the sake of conversation. All right, even the Holocaust, You want to say Hitler was a bad man? He was a white man, period, the end. I don't care if he was from Poland. I don't care if he was from Germany. I don't give a fuck if he was from the North Pole. He was a white man, period, the end. He didn't look like this. He wasn't a Latino, all right? He wasn't an Asian, all right? He wasn't Indian. So, therefore, he was a white man. So he was one of yours, period. I don't give a fuck how bad you want to say he was. He was one of yours. He was a white man. So white people committed the Holocaust, all right? Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the only atom bombs that have ever been dropped that have been used ever in civilization since man has been on the earth, developed and dropped by white people on the nation of Japan. White people did that. Vietnam, you lied. The whole thing that got us into Vietnam was the Gulf of Tonkin incident, which has now been declassified, and we know that the whole Gulf of Tonkin incident never even fucking happened. More white devils lying, more white devils attacking people in Vietnam, all right? Because the white man never asks for anything. You don't want to negotiate with anybody. You make up the smallest population of all the people on the earth. There are less white people on the earth than everybody else, but you think you're the majority of everything, but you're not. And now you're the ones that put out the numbers, so you've got most of the world thinking, well, the white people are the majority. No, they're not. No, they're not. There are more people of color on the planet Earth than there are white people. You're an aberration of nature, I suggest. All right? So, but Vietnam, and how many people were killed in Vietnam? Well, we lost 58,000. All right? So we know they lost millions in Vietnam. World War I and II, perpetrated, carried out, and executed by white people. Iraq, all the wars in Iraq. Who's attacking Iraq? I don't see black fighters. I don't see black governments. I don't see any of that shit. It's white people attacking Iraq. All right? White people. Afghanistan, white people, white government attacking Arabs. All right? Palestine, the Jews, white people attacking Palestine, attacking Arabs. White people. John F. Kennedy, you assassinated a president. White people killed that president. White people for their own fucking agenda so they continue Vietnam. Dr. Martin Luther King, killed by a white man. I suggest it wasn't James Earl Ray. He was just a patsy, just like Oswald was. But again, it was white people that killed Dr. Martin Luther King. Waco, Texas, it was white people that marched in to kill David Koresh, another white man, but white people marching in to kill them with your ATF and your U.S. government and all, because we don't belong to this country, all right? In the Civil Rights era, you had white people, white police out turning hoses and turning dogs on my people, all right? Yes, there was a few people, white people scattered amongst us that were with the civil rights and all of that, but it was predominantly white people, but it was only white people that were attacking us, all right, with all of your shit and the lynchings, all right? I was going to do a full video montage in this video, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to rant. But it was your people that oppressed my people after you brought us here. And now we're too fucking, we're so repulsive that we couldn't drink from the same water fountain as you. We couldn't walk in the same door as you. It was whites only swimming pools. It was whites only this. And this was the law of the land, all right? And your 13th Amendment still says to this day that blacks are 3/5 of a human being. Who's the devil? Who's the devil? And you want me to trust you? Just because you walk up to me with your fucking white face and grin at me, I'm supposed to love you? No, I don't. You're bullshit. AIDS, again, developed and created by white people and then perpetrated onto the African people and then spread around the world. AIDS, now we're dealing with Ebola today. That is being given to the African people by white people, all right? Who has military bases all around the world? You know the U.S. has 175 military bases, probably more, 175 military bases all across the world. Nobody has a military base here. All right? Because this is the center of white supremacy. There's no other military bases here. We'll let you have an embassy or something here, but there's no other military bases here from any other country. So that's the white man with his white bases out there trying to spread white supremacy around the world. Even the fucking Bible is from white people. Is there some truth in it from the creator of the heaven and the earth himself? Absolutely. But there's very little of it. Most of that shit glorifies you. And every time you make a movie or depict anybody from Scripture, you always paint him as a white person. When none of the people in Scripture, none of the people in the Torah, none of the people in the Quran were white people. None of them. But you write yourself into fucking history where you don't even exist. Don't you understand the psychiatry that has to be going on with a race of people that does this shit? You are sick. And if you, the individual, are not sick, you come from a sick people. All right? Let's move on. And speaking of sick people, it's you who develop all the pharmaceutical bullshit that's killing people off the earth now. All right? Black people don't own any pharmaceutical companies. We don't even have serial killers. Serial killers are typically white people. And the two that we've ever had that where it wasn't a white person, even white people were shocked that it wasn't a white person. Because even FBI people that profile serial killers, it's always a white male that fits the profile of a serial killer. Black people don't shoot up schools and theaters and shit. White people do that. All right? Who's the terrorist on the fucking earth? All right? So serial killers aren't even associated with black people. Yes, we had the D.C. snipers and we had the Atlanta murders and so forth. But those were aberrations. These are historically and typically white crimes. You stole our black music, all right? You wouldn't even put black people on the cover of a fucking record that they fucking were singing. This is the psychology of your history, black or white people. This is the psychiatry of your people. This is your evil. This is why I say you are devils, all right? Stop me when I lie. Tuskegee, back in, forget the year now, it escapes my mind. You can look it up. Tuskegee, they were giving black men syphilis on purpose for over 40 years. Using us as lab rats in experiments without even telling us. For 40 years, you were deliberately giving black men syphilis, and you want us to believe now that you would never inject the African people with AIDS and Ebola? Fuck you. You don't get to have the benefit of the doubt when all your history looks like fucking shit. I don't just go, oh, you smell like a rose, when all of your fucking history is nothing but bullshit. This is who you are. You're not the fucking bitch in the fucking Clairol commercial and all the wonderful shit that they fucking portray about you. You are not that. Your history is stained. So stained that you can't even see the original paper it was written on. All right? The incarceration of black men and black people in this country. We're 12% of the population, but yet we're 80% of the incarcerated individuals. A white man does one crime, black man does the exact same crime. Black man gets more time. White devil. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right? It might be too much for you, but this is the truth. And you won't be able to disprove anything that I'm saying to you because this is your fucking history. All right? I didn't write it. Chemical weapons. Who developed chemical weapons? The white man. You know, anthrax, yellow cake, white phosphorus, all the shit, the nuclear bomb, all that shit that you're using now, and the white man is going around the earth telling people, you can't have a nuclear bomb. You can't have a nuclear bomb. You can't have one. You're dangerous. You're a terrorist. The same white devil that fucking created the shit is now, and is the only one that has used the fucking nuclear bomb, is now going around the earth telling other people they can't have chemical weapons and definitely can't have nuclear weapons. All right? White devil. I already touched on Hitler. Alright, as far as I'm concerned, Hitler is not the enemy until I fucking sit down and have fucking tea with him. Because what the white man is very good at is telling you everybody else who else is bad while never pointing the finger at him and going, look how bad I am. No president has ever stood in the chamber of Congress and said, America's a bad place. Or we've done this bad. Or we do this bad. Or we kill and we murder and we maim and we kill. No president has stood there and said that. Alright? Because the white man only wants to glorify himself. It's like the bully. You're the inferior race, if there is one, because the only people that can really continue to repopulate themselves is us. The Sicilians, the very Sicilians, are testimony to the black seed. Otherwise, they would have been lighter-skinned people. But that gene still exists in the Sicilian to this day. Period. We're the ones who have the stronger gene. And we are the better people because everything that you held us back from, we've been able to succeed in spite of your shit. All right? We're still trying. There's still a lot of doors we got to open. But we've been able to do it in spite of you. All right? Who's the stronger person? Every sport that we've ever been able to come into, we dominate. Who's the better gene here? All right? So you need to get over your false sense of superiority because that's what an inferior person does. They prop themselves up to make it seem as though they're superior, but that's just evidence that they are inferior. All right? Tiger Woods fucking totally took over golf. All right? Took over golf. All right? And by the way, hockey was even ours. Go and read the book and see the movie called Black Ice. Black people invented hockey. All right? Your Wayne Gretzky's and all of them wouldn't even be on the ice without black people. All right? The attack on Pearl Harbor was another either a false flag or either it was something the white devil knew was coming and allowed it to happen. All right? I could go on and on and on and on and on. But my major point that I'm trying to make in this video is that since I've come to Earth, and I'm a man of a certain age, but since I've been on Earth, but even if I wasn't on Earth yet, and I just came from another planet, and I read world history to see what has been going on. The person that goes around the earth oppressing and maiming and murdering and killing and lying and all of it is the white man, period. You're the one that glorifies yourself in every fucking thing on the earth. And now, in 2014, you want to get up on your haunches and act like you're so surprised and there's this new racism and there's all of this. No, it's not new. You're getting exactly what you fucking deserve. And if you don't want to be treated like that, you're going to have to do the work to prove that you're not of that ilk of your people who are of that psychiatry. All right? Because you are of that. If I see wolves coming at me, I don't go, oh my God, it's a pack of wolves, but one of them's nice. No, I take shelter until I see that one of them, is not going to attack me, and that's how I feel, So you come from a lineage of people, and even now you exist in a world where this still goes on. So don't act like this shit is brand new. No. And here's another sign that you're a fucking white devil when you're on the goddamn internet, because you don't ever show a picture of yourself and you don't do any videos, so nobody can see what you actually look like. That's not only the sign of a white devil, it's also the sign of a coward. I'm putting myself on camera for you to see in HD. You feel what I'm saying? So there's no cowardice going on here. So to type your little pussy-ass comments, well, you don't know, and you're a jerk, and you're this, and you're that, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because your whiteness means nothing to me. And I absolutely understand through my education and understanding that I'm the exact type of black person that pisses you off. Because you want everybody to be politically correct around you. Oh, no, and then include everybody. And no, fuck that. Fuck you. All right? You're a white devil to me. That's how I feel about the shit. I'm not going to leave this earth having lived in some fantasy. You know what I mean? I understand who I am and where I come from. I know my history. I know my existence, and I know what my future is. And I'm not going to be nice to fucking white people just because, out of a gratuitous, when your people have done so much shit, not just to my people, but on the earth, and continue to do shit. You're just going around the earth populating, trying to proclaim yourself supreme when you are not. You're not. Everybody's greater than you. There's been no greater civilization than Africa. That's why they're still there in 2014 fighting over Africa and giving them Ebola and shit, trying to take Africa. Black Africans gave the world architecture, mathematics, the use of numbers, the use of language, astrology, how to chart the water waves nautically, fashion, all of that shit. I could go on. But you're so intimidated by that, you go, that's so good, let's write ourselves into it. And that's what you do. Every time we have something great, you try to include yourself in it and try to usurp it, like, oh, it's ours too. No, it's not. Most of you motherfuckers didn't even claim Barack Obama. He was just a black man until he won. When he won, well, he's half black, or he's half white. He's half white, but before that, he was just a nigger to you. Fuck you. Like I say, I don't hate all white people, but the white people that I like, I know they like me. All right? And they've earned my trust. All right? They're worthy of my respect. But you don't just get it. And I'm trying to suggest to my black people out there, stop just giving your fucking respect to white people until you vet them and see if they're really in the pocket for you. All right? Because that shit is holding us back. Because we see all the time when the chips are down and when the shit hits the fan, they fucking band together against your ass. That's why you can hardly ever have a fucking winner of a damn reality show if it's like a contest or something, because they always outnumber us and they support their own. Alright? So black people also out there, stop fucking being nice to these goddamn white people and just embracing they shit until you know if they're really in your pocket. This is the truth I'm speaking, and I don't care who doesn't like it. I never apologize for the truth, and I don't dress it up, and I don't think it has to come with fucking flowers and sugar all the time. This is truth I speak. This is truth, all right? So this is why you are the white devil, all right? So if you're so mystified of, why am I a white devil? I didn't do anything. I'm not. Well, you are a white devil, and you've got to work now through the pablum to be able to rise and to be able to step forth and say, hey, I get it. I see the shit my people are doing and have done. I've really looked at my history and I get it. And I am so sorry and please forgive me. And I will embrace you, absolutely. But you don't just get a clean slate just because. Fuck that. That's one of the things that's destroying my people to this day. And that shit is over. When it comes to the Jedi, it's over. The fucking buck stops right the fuck right here. Right here. I'll hear back from anybody who wants to have an honest discussion. But again, to you white racists out there, if you're gonna fucking come with bullshit, you will be blocked. I've said it a number of times in other videos. I'm gonna say it again. When somebody blocks you on YouTube, you don't know that you've been blocked. So you're just typing away all your little fucking vomit and hate and long paragraphs and all of it. And nobody's getting it once you've been blocked. Okay? You have no way to know you've been blocked until they told you you've been blocked. You don't know it. Nobody on my page is seeing your comments. I'm not seeing them. Alright? So use your time wisely, white racist fuck. Alright? But to my black people out there, know this. These racists that go around this fucking internet, they don't, as soon as you see they've subscribed to you or as soon as you see they left a comment, go and click on their shit and go directly to their channel. And you'll see it say zero subscribers, 0 videos. Alright? They may have some other videos there, but I want you to go through their channels, the channels they subscribe to, and I want you to go through any videos that they may have, and that will tell you who they are. That's one of the things. Like I said, I'm going to do a full expose. I'm going to show you how to take whatever fictitious names they're using and be able to trace that back and find out where, if they have a Facebook account, I'll be able to show you how to see them on fucking Facebook and Twitter and any place else that they exist, and even get their fucking home address if you want to. I know how to do the shit. Alright? So any of you racists out there, come for the Jedi. Come on. Come on. I'm ready for you. Come, bitch. Alright? If you want to humble yourself, this is how we can get past this racist bullshit. Because you're asking for a path now with a future that stinks. No. I always say in my videos, there can never be reconciliation on anything, at any level. There can never be reconciliation without acknowledgement. If you're ready to acknowledge your shit, you can have a conversation with the Jedi. If you're not, stay the fuck back and lay fucking low. This is the Jedi.